Chapter 97. Apologies. Riel had a fatal delivery that led to her and baby's demise, and changes were made in their residence. Resignations were the theme of the day. Noemi, Rieler's house assistant, resigned. Hyunki turned to face the remaining household staff and said, "Nobody else is leaving. One is enough. You are still needed in this house while I am here." I hope I made myself clear. Everyone bowed in agreement, and Hyunki left. While Hyunki was in the lift, every employee expressed their condolences. When he reached his office, Alexis and Louis were waiting for him. "Louis, why are you here? You were supposed to be in K Mall. Is there a problem?" "No, sir. I am here because Alexis and I were to submit our resignation letters. Since Mrs. Riel is gone, and she was the reason we worked for you, sir." Hyunki looked despondent as he stood by his table and was confused. "I thought you needed a job. That was why you were here, and now you're saying you joined me because of Riel? Isn't that unfair?" he entreated. "We're so sorry, sir," Hyunki interrupted. "No, I am not accepting your resignation. Don't use Riel as your reason. You got hurt and angry because I neglected her and became a fool. What happened can't be changed, even if you turn the world upside down. Riel is dead. Please accept that. There was no bad blood among us. We worked well as a team, and I trusted you the most. Please, don't make things hard for me." "I am so sorry." Alexis and Louis stared at each other. Both were speaking their minds and sympathized with Hyunki. Later, both nodded and said, "We're sorry for giving you a problem, sir, and we are no longer resigning. We are extending our condolences to you too, sir." Hyunki was pleased and shook hands with Alexis and Louis. Later that day, Hyunki went to Hwancheol's office to see how he was doing. He knocked, and when Hwancheol saw him, he removed his gaze from Hyunki and continued his work. Hyunki approached him. "I'm so sorry, Cheol. Please forgive me. Sorry." "What's the point?" Cheol smirked. "I know how hard for you to accept that Riel is gone, and I am sorry. I admit I was a fool, an infidel, and I know no amount of apology would ever amount to your forgiveness. She's gone, Cheol. My grief and regret wouldn't give her life back. Please, do not detriment our relationship as brothers because of my mistakes. I believe you care for Riel so much, and what I did was beyond repair. But please, don't let her death be the reason for our grievances. Forgive me, Cheol." "I am truly very sorry," Hyun pleaded. "I am still grieving for her loss, and I feel so sorry that I failed her and could not help her during the suffering that you've caused. Give me time to heal." Hwancheol turned his swivel chair away from him, and Hyunki left downcast with a muffled exhale. Several days and weeks have passed, and everything slowly returns to normal. The days are starting to become shorter, and the nights longer. There was this festivity at K Mall that children were looking forward to. It's the trick-or-treat event for kids. Hwancheol invited Patricia to this event, and both were overseeing the occasion, when Hwancheol felt a somber feeling hovering over him, a recall from the past. Hwancheol told a story to Patricia about Riel. "It was Halloween during our high school. Riel and Nancy were busy preparing for the occasion in our school, making their costumes and buying various candies to give away to kids in school. The high school department was decorating Halloween props for the young kids in the elementary and preschool departments. Riel was the happiest during that day. She aimed to play with young kids this season, and wearing frightening costumes seemed fun. On this occasion, she wore the witch costume from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. She had this basket filled with apples wrapped in colorful cellophane, and her outfit was a black robe with a black conical crown with a wide brim. Her wig was light greenish. Her face had big round pimples made of brown starch. Her eyebrows were thick, and her nose was made of aluminum foil rolled into a cone shape and painted with pink watercolor. She moved like an old lady, and her voice had a raspy cackle. Primarily young kids in preschool got frightened, and then one chubby naughty boy made fun of her, showing her that he was not afraid. He pushed her hard, making her trip on the ground. Instead of squinting, she slumped on the floor and laughed like a witch, but the young, frightened preschoolers hurled the apples from her basket. Hwancheol felt a lump in his throat and paused a little while, sniffling. "It was good I was there. I quickly ran to Riel and shielded her with my body. Her witch face was damaged, and she was in tears while laughing. She said, 'See? I was effective, right? I scared them.' And when she removed her witch makeup, the young kids saw her beautiful face, that they all swarmed around her, shouting, 'She was a fairy! She was a fairy!' Guanchul and Patricia were leaning on the parapet of the third level of the mall. He was smiling, though in tears, as he reminisced about Reel's switch costume. He was immersed in this state when Hyunki stood by his side and commented on the happy recount of his memory about Riel. I just suddenly remembered Reel's funny experience on Halloween during high school. It was hard to forget someone who had affected my life so much, remarked Guanchul in a muffled sniffle. Hyunki kept silent. He realized that Guanchul had more fond memories of Riel, making it harder for his brother to forget about Riel. Guanchul pulled Patricia away from Hyunki. He was still not on good terms with Hyunki, and had no mood to speak further with him. Patricia wondered, "How long have you been in a romantic relationship with Riel?" She asked earnestly. Riel had been my girlfriend from senior high school until the last term of our college. We were supposed to elope but met a fatal accident, leaving us unconscious for many months. The sad part of that accident was, Riel had a selective amnesia for 2 years. I lost her to Hyunki. Riel worked for Hyunki as his executive assistant, fell in love, and then they separated because of me. Patricia focused her eyes on Guanchul, eager to hear him out. I continued to pursue her despite their relationship, believing that once she recovered from her amnesia, she would remember me as her boyfriend. Eventually, she did. We were about to marry, only to fully recover from her unconsciousness. She realized she didn't want anything to do with me anymore, because of my misdeed. Then Riel and my brother met again, and relieved their romance, only to be fooled by Hyunki because of his infidelity. Guanchul wept and continued. I was heavily affected by Hyunki's promiscuity, seeing Riel suffer. But I couldn't do anything. Now, she's dead, and it hurt me so much. Riel is a nice woman, Patricia. She had a good heart, always understanding and forgiving. She swallowed her pride, because of how much she loved my brother, but look at what he did. I could not find in my heart to forgive him. Patricia embraced Guanchul, comforting him, feeling the hurt and regret of Guanchul for failing to do something for Riel. Meanwhile, Hyunki thought about the house he had gifted Riel. He thought, I could not sell that house, and I don't want to. But it was so lonely, though. Then something pushed him to consider. He called the sales agent, Timothy. Hello, Timothy. It is Hyunki. I am ending my lease contract for Rosemary Lee this week. Rosemary will be moving out this Saturday morning. Be sure you are there, so she can move out from that place, and hand over the keys to you properly, Hyunki instructed. Yes, sir. I will do just that, and thank you. It was the mid-morning of Saturday. Before leaving the house, Hyunki instructed the maids that he was bringing in a guest, and prepare lunch to be served for them. Hyunki told Junie to drive the Maybach van, for they would fetch someone with a couple of things to bring back home. As Junie was driving along the road, his heart was beating fast. Oh no, not this person, at the back of his mind. He screamed angrily. Junie got off the van to help carry her luggage, and he was trembling in controlled dismay. His face was indescribable, and he was trying to hide it from Hyunki. Well, baby, there's no need to be discreet. You'll be living with me. Rosemary was thrilled. You mean I will be living in Reel's house? Don't say Reel's house. That house was mine. After all, I gave that as a gift, but I'm claiming it back since she's dead. The house staff came to meet their master's guest, while Junie was frowning as he brought down Rosemary's luggage to the main door. Hyunki introduced Rosemary to the entire household staff and the security. This is Rosemary, and she is now the mistress of this house. Treat her with respect, as you had treated the former missus. All of the staff bowed and left the couple in the living room. Junie brought Rosemary's things into the hallway and asked, Sir, where will I put these pieces of luggage? In my room. Of course, Hyunki replied satisfactorily. The days went by, placing Rosemary in a happy mood. She thought, I never expected this to happen ever. At last, this house is all mine now. Rosemary was roaming all around the entire mansion, and felt so consumed by the vastness of the house. She could never imagine that Hyunki had thought of gifting a place in its grandeur to someone like Riel. She felt a tinge of envy. Then she wished this house would be given in her name since the owner was dead. Rosemary was starting to become ambitious and greedy. Could her wishful thinking turn to become only a delusion, or would Hyunki make her wish come true? Keep following the exciting episodes in the Windows of the Heart series. More are coming.